We have recently hit 7,000 subscribers. I'm so grateful for that landmark, but now we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so it would be greatly appreciated if you could take 1 second out of your day to drop a sub on the channel. Enjoy the rest of the video. Yo guys, what's going on? It's your boy No Limit Dots here, back with another video. And before we get into today's video, I just want to remind you all out there that y'all are kings and queens, and I hope you all are having a very blessed day. And in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys 5 tips that'll help you become a better shooting guard in the rec or pro-am in NBA 2K24 as we get the lights shined bright on us. The sun is beaming down on us, and guys, I'm very excited to give you these 5 tips. Wow, I actually just noticed that there's an island across from here. I wonder if we'll ever be able to access that island. Very interesting. I don't know if that just got there. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into step number 1, which is going to be having a proper shooting guard build. I'm going to show you guys 2 variations, and I'll be right back. Alright, the first shooting guard build is going to be this build. 92 3 ball, 77 driving, left for gold. Float game, you got 92 ball handle, get everything besides Steve Francis. 90 speed of ball to get Kyrie. 85 steel, triple silver steel badges, and then you got 87 excel, 85 speed, 96 stam. The main difference between this and the next build is going to be you get Kyrie with this build, but the next build is going to be a lot different and probably better. Alright, here is the second build. You are 6'6", 181 with a 6'8 wingspan, still the 92 3 ball, still the 92 ball handle, but you get 85 speed of ball instead of a 90. But this time, instead of 85 steal and 65 perimeter, you get 91 steal, 79 perimeter. The physicals are practically all the same, so you just get a lot more defense, which is sacrificed for the Kyrie Irving dribble style. But let's go ahead and get into tip number 2. Going into tip number 2 is going to in fact be defense. So when you're playing shooting guard and we are playing defense, the number 1 thing you want to do is you want to be in a double press. So let me go ahead and pull up this basketball court so I can show you guys what a double press is. So basically it is when you are going to be up here, right? Then your lock is also going to be up here. Your back end is going to want to be here. And then your center and point guards are going to want to be at the hashes right here. So this is what a double press is. But you always want to make sure that you yourself are up there right next to your on-ball lock, causing havoc and making it just extremely hard for the opposition to get it inbounds, right? So let's go ahead and erase this whole thing, and then we can also get into the other aspects of defense. Let's go ahead and put the offense. So here's the point guard, here's the center, here's the shooting guard, and then you have the back end and lock, right? So what I want to show you guys is hypothetically, like in this exact scenario, you can see how the on-ball lock is not allowing the point guard to get its wing, right? So that means he's forcing the point guard to go middle. So let's say the point guard does in fact go middle, right? He dribbles middle, and then he's either looking for a shot or he's going to send his center on a cut, which you could rotate it. But let's say you don't want to rotate it and the back end plays good bait defense. He shows, right? He shows, and then he goes down with the center, right? What you could do as a shooting guard, you could blitz that. You could blitz that and try to get the pinch, or you could pinch it and get the blitz steal, and then you're out to the basket for a 2, or you could be a dog and do a front faded 3, right? But with all of that being said, right, let me just undo all these arrows real quick. With all that being said, you have to be careful when you are blitzing, because if you blitz, right, and the PG's just smart and he ends up just passing the ball, right, he just passes it over to the 2 guard, it's a wide open 3. So you got to be very cautious if you blitz. But another thing you could do when you blitz, you could let your man in the corner to play 2, like be like, yo, I'm about to blitz. So usually it's going to be the point guard in this corner. You could have him stand here, kind of like in between the 2 guard and the lock in the corner. He could just show, he shows, and then he goes back to the corner. It just gives you time to recover on ball, right? So the last thing I do want to go over, or I have 2 more things I do want to go over on defense. We're going to end up showing a different setup though. It's going to end up being, let me just keep undoing these X's. Alright, so we're still going to have our 2 guys in the corner, right? But this time it's going to be you on ball, right? So it's the same setup. You're going to be guarding the other shooting guard. Let's put the offense out there, right? The offense is here, and the center is here. Now, this is going to be teaching you a rotation, which is called stack. Okay, so in this instance, let's say you get hit really hard by the screen, and the shooting guard goes middle, right? The shooting guard goes middle. The center cuts to the basket, right? The center is going to cut to the basket. What's going to happen here is you're going to call stack. Now, you could take it upon yourself as a shooting guard to call stack, or the back end himself could be the one to call stack. But what happens in stack is when you get hit by the screen, you have the back end show for you right here on the point guard that goes middle. Your center cuts from the corner to the paint to pick up their center. And then your on-ball lock has to play between the corner and the point guard. He has to play two for a couple seconds until after the back end shows, he's going to go over and take the point guard, and you are going to get back on ball. I know there's a lot of arrows and a lot of confusion potentially going on here, but if you want, like, let me just quickly undo all these arrows and show you guys exactly again. All right, let me just explain it one more time. Okay, so point guard goes middle. He sends center on a cut. You get hit really hard by the screen, so you got to call stack. Back end shows for you. Center goes corner. Then your lock has to play two between corner and point guard, and he has to play that until the back end goes and takes point guard, and then you take back on ball the shooting guard. I know there's a lot of arrows still going on, but that is going to end up being stack. And the last thing I want to show you guys in terms of defense as a shooting guard is going to be transition defense. Transition defense is so important. Let's go ahead and just show on the other side of the court. So you are on offense, right? You're here, your point guard's here, your center's here, your lock, and then your back end. A shot goes up by the point guard, right? Shot goes up, or a corner shot goes up, end of the shot clock. Bad shot, right? It's just a terrible shot. Do not stand here. Don't stand here trying to hope and get the board and then have the center hit you back out here, right? Do not do that. What you want to do is you want to just run back. Run back. You are a man with high defense, right? You have a high steal. You want to run back and stop the transition. Your point guard's also going to run back. Your back end center can go for board. And then this guy, the lock, can make a decision. If you guys are up a little bit, he could stay down here. And if your center's been horsing, your back end's been horsing, can stay there and be the kick out option for the offensive rebound. If you guys are losing really bad and you guys are terrible on the transition defense, that lock also has to go back immediately. But that is going to be it for defense. Go ahead and move on to step number 3. For tip number 3, we're going to end up putting away the basketball clipboard for this one, because with tip number 3, I like to call it the pocket rockets, right? Me, especially as a point guard, I am a dotting machine. You could see from my YouTube channel name and my gamer tag, No Limit Dots. I'm always throwing dots, and you always want to be ready to shoot at the hash at all times, because it alleviates a lot of pressure off your point guard if you are able to become a threat at the hash. Alongside that, what you're going to want to do as a shooting guard, sometimes you'll get hit with a dot at the hash, and then that man in the corner is going to be forced to play two between yourself and the corner. You have to make the right decision whether that man in the corner is staying corner so you could shoot a hash, or if it comes up to hash, you just go ahead and touch pass it to the corner to go ahead and get a quick 3 ball. So it's very important. Pocket rockets, you always want to shoot in your pockets, and it'll take time to learn when a pocket rocket does occur, when you shoot in that pocket, right? It takes a little bit of time to understand pockets. If you are 6'6", you could be, there's so many pockets that you could shoot over and it'll still say open. If you're 6'4", it's still basically the same. But if you're 6'2", the pockets, it definitely minimizes a lot. But you want to have a jump shot with good defense immunity, release speed, and a release height. The timing stability really doesn't matter for the most part again this year. But let's go ahead and get into step number 4, which is rather important, is going to be offense. And for this one, we are going to go back to the clipboard on this one. And for offense, what we're going to end up looking at a lot of the time is we're going to start off with the most basic thing. So here you guys are going to be the offense is going to be the black again, okay? So let's say you have your inbounder here, right? And you have your point guard here trying to receive the ball. He's trying to pass it to your point guard, right? You as a shooting guard do not want to be standing here, because what they're going to do is they're going to end up double pressing like I showed you before. They're double pressing your point guard, and then the back end is here. So basically you could see 1, 2, and 3. My bad for the handwriting. It's kind of tough with the mouse. So you have 3 defenders and you have 1 and 2 attackers, right? And then you're the third all the way here behind the 3. So it's basically a 2-on-3 for the defense. Okay, so let's go ahead, undo this. And where you want to be as a shooting guard is here. You want to be right there next to your point guard. And as your point guard gets the ball and brings it up the court, right, what you want to do as a shooting guard is pace it. As he's going, you want to be following right beside him in case he has to pass you the ball. You don't want to go ahead and end up running all the way to the hash. Well, I just threw it to the corner. But you don't want to like outrun your point guard, because if you outrun him, then this defender right here is going to be able to play 2, and he's not going to have an outlet, and it's basically a 3-on-2 yet again. So you want to make sure you run at the same time as the point guard getting the ball in. Alright, so as a shooting guard, you can see I have the hand cam up for the drill moves and all that. I just want to give you guys a simple drill moves that you can learn very, very easily. I'm giving you these drill moves because basically, as a shooting guard, you're not going to be able to like really go left and right as quick as a point guard. So you kind of have to work on your ability to crab in this year's 2K. So the first thing I'm going to show you is going to be the Kemba Walker escape move. All you're going to do is hold right. Say the defender's pressing high on you, right? All you're going to want to do is hold right trigger, and then if your ball is in your right hand, you want to flick up left on the right stick, right? And if you do it twice, it gives you kind of this move. You just go back and forth, still hold right trigger, right? And this is going to be able to allow you to crab in behind the defender. It doesn't look as fire because I am shorter, so I have a short wingspan, but that is going to be the move. I mean, if you're 6'6", you're probably going to have like a 6'10", 6'11 wingspan, so you're going to be moving really good, and you're going to be able to crab it. You see how he gets a slight pause? That's what's going to be able to put you in behind the defender. And then the other move, the best move, honestly, to crab, but it's definitely a lot harder. Like you might even see me mess it up right here. All you're going to want to do is you're going to go forward, and then since your ball is in your right hand, what you're going to do with your left stick is you're going to drag it diagonal down to the opposite ball end, right? So we're moving, bang. It's called a left stick crab or a fat stop. You can see I got it 3 times in a row. Just watch the hand cam and slow it down if you have to. But yeah, there we go. I mean, I'm doing it perfect, and I literally learned it like 2 days ago. I just went in the gym and I was like, enough. I've known it's been a move since last year, but I just couldn't get it. And I was like, enough's enough. So it's hypothetically, if you're bringing the ball down the court as a shooting guard and you end up beating your man up the court, send your center down and then just left stick crab him. And that's like the messed up version, but it's still pretty good. We are going to be on step number 5, which is just going to be playmaking. When I talk about playmaking, especially as a shooting guard, basically all you're going to really want to do is you're going to want to make sure that when you get the ball, you don't just put your head down and dribble, right? You want to make sure that's not all you are good for and all you are going to end up doing when you get the ball. You want to make sure you call cuts, call raps, call rap cut, call give and go, call Fifi, reverse Fifi, all those different types of plays that I go over. Call the corner cut, fade that corner. You still got your popper at the top of the key. You know what I mean? Just make sure also as a shooting guard, this goes for my point guards too. I always say this with my point guards as well. You just want to make sure that the offense is in a good flow, and it is your job as well as a shooting guard to make sure that is the fact. Obviously, you're running shooting guard because you don't have a high enough IQ, or you're not the best dribbler, or you're not just the most composed to be a point guard. That's why you are a shooting guard. But you want to make sure you still have some point guard traits in your bag. But guys, that is going to be the 5 tips on how to become a better shooting guard in NBA 2K24. If you did overall enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. It's been your boy, No Limit Dots, and I'm out. Peace.